Students, today I am going to start your second lesson, and the second lesson is the sound of music. The sound of music. The sound of music. In this lesson there are two parts, and today we are going to study part 1. Part 1. The part 1 is Evelyn Glennie. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. So that means it is clear that today we are going to learn about Evelyn Glennie, and you have to know that she had something extra. She was a girl. She is a girl of God gifted. God gifted like that. So we are now. I am going to start the lesson, the sound of music, part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. In the chapter before you read, God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. That means she had no hearing power. She could not hear anything. But the author says that God has taken her hearing power, but has given her something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels. That is what we hear. She feels. She cannot hear, but she feels far more deeply than any one of us, and she feels it far more deeper than anyone. That is why she expresses music so beautifully, and that is why she expresses, that means Evelyn Glennie expresses the music very beautifully. Now the lesson starts. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. That means it is a scene of a metro stations, that is in underground, and people are there standing to catch the train. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibration of the approaching train. There in the platform there was a thin girl, and even if she was 17 years old, but she was not looking like 17, and was very excited. She was very excited when she felt the vibration, because she could not hear. She felt the vibration of approaching train, that she understood that the train was coming to the station. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. Look, it was her first day that she was going to give her performance in the Royal Academy of Music in London, and it is also a matter of great surprise that from a Scottish native she has come there to give her performance. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Listen, other musicians did not suffer so much, did not had to be frightened, but she was frightened, and she had to face a bigger situation, because she was completely deaf. She could not hear anything. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. That means she, not by birth, when she was very young, she was a child, she lost her hearing power gradually, slowly. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. And when she was 8 years old, her mother noticed that this 8-year-old girl was feeling something problem when she was trying to play the piano. She thought that she must be getting some problem, or maybe whenever she was trying to play the piano, she could not hear the music. They called her name and she did not move. And seeing that she was getting some problem, they called out her name, but she did not move. It was clear that she was not hearing. I suddenly realized she had not heard. Then her mother at once realized that she had not heard. Says Isabel Glennie, for a quiet while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. For some time, she was able to conceal her condition that she was not able to hear. She concealed the matter from her friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. And when she went, that means when she was 11 years old, she got less marks. That means her marks in the examination in the school was deteriorating. So the teacher, the headmistress, asked her parents to take her to a specialist to consult a doctor. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. And there, the doctor told them that her hearing power was totally impaired due to the nerve problem. Due to some nerve problem, she was now unable to listen anything. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. Now, her parents were advised to take some hearing aids machines so that she could hear something, and also asked them to take her to deaf school, the school of deaf for deafs. Everything suddenly looked black, said Evelyn. Evelyn, at that time, she said that everything suddenly looked black for her. She thought that life was meaningless, everything was nothing for her. But Evelyn was not going to give up. But she was not frightened. She did not become despair. What she thought, that she was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. But she thought she would live a normal life and also do something in music. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. One day she saw a girl playing a xylophone, and also she thought that she would also play the instrument. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes exploited her potential. Most of the teachers, musicians discouraged her that she could not do anything, but percussionist, the musician, that is Ron Forbes, understood the potential in her, the power in her. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes, and now he has started teaching her by bringing two drums of different notes, of different sound. Don't listen through your ears, he would say, and the teacher would say that don't listen through your ears. Try to sense it some other way, try to feel it. The teacher told Evelyn, then don't try to hear from through your ears, try to feel it from other parts of the world. Says Evelyn, suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. Look. Then when the teacher told her that she should feel it differently, she should feel the music differently, then suddenly it came to her mind and she found that she could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower drum from the waist down. First repeated the exercise and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body, and soon when she started practicing, she soon discovered that she could feel the different notes in different parts of her body. I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibration. Now she had learned to open her body, that means to sense the music, to sense the rhythm, to sense the sound from the different parts of her body. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. And last, she started doing hard work with complete determination, with complete devotion. She never looked back from that point onwards, and from that day she did not look back. She toured the United Kingdoms with a youth orchestra, and by this time she was 16, and she joined a orchestra group, and at that time she was 16 years. She had decided to make music her life, and now she decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. Look here. She also auditioned for Royal Academy of Music. That was the greatest point of music at that time, and she scored one of the highest marks, and that was also a history in that of that academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performance. From the group work, she now started to perform in solo program, in solo performance. She started giving solo performance. At the end of her 3 years course, she had captured most of the top awards, and in the during 3 years, she had captured most of the top awards. That means whatever best awards can be earned, she earned. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. Look here. And for all this, she did not say that she had done something great, something heroism. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. She only thought that if you work hard and if you know where you have to go, then you will be there. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and a hectic international schedule. Look, in a few years she became a worldwide famous, and she could play thousands of instruments, and also she had a hectic international schedule. That means she had no time. She was giving performance all over the world from one country to another. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn functioning so effortlessly without hearing. No, it is also very a surprise for the audience, that when the audience knows that the person is going to perform in the stage, who cannot hear, and without a mistake she is giving the best performance, then it is a surprise for all the people of the world. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Look, when the author discussed with her, she never missed a single word. Men with bushy beards give me trouble. She laughed. She said that men with bushy beards, with long beards, gave a trouble to her. It is not just watching the lips, because she could not watch the correct movement of the lips. It is the whole face, especially the eyes, because she has to then read the whole face and especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly without a Scottish lilt, without any Scottish rhythm or whatever you say, a way of speaking. So she said everything like that. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11. She said that my speech is clear because I could hear till 11. She says, but that does not explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. But it was also you cannot say that how she had learned French and the Japanese language, and she had mastered over 2 languages. As for music, she explains. She again says, it pours in through every part of my body. She says that music comes out from every part of her body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. Look, she feels it in her cheekbones, also from her hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingerprints. That means when she plays the xylophone, and when she, with the stick, she plays the xylophone, she feels the music with her finger. Look, by learning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body, and when she plays the drums, she can feel it under her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibration pass through her bare feet and up to her leg. And whenever she gives a performance on a platform, wooden platform, she removes her shoes because she would be able to feel the vibrations that take place in the wooden platform, and it give her complete music or sense. No, not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. She always makes happy to her audiences. In 1991, she was presented the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Look, in 1991, she was awarded with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Says master percussionist James Blades, and what master percussionist James Blades says, God may have taken her hearing, but but he has given her back something extraordinary. He says that God may have taken her hearing power, but God has given something extra in her. What we hear, she feels. What we hear, she feels. Far from deeply than any of us. She feels it far deeply than any one of the world. That is why she expresses music so beautifully, and that is why she expresses the music very beautifully. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Again, she says that she was a very hard-working woman or girl. She always likes to work. I have just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. She said she works more than the classical musicians, and that is why she had got so many awards, so many awards, certificates, medals. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. Look, she, apart from the regular concert for earning money, she also gives free concerts to prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. Also, she gives chances. She also gives her advices to young musicians. And Riesling of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children's Age, and Riesling of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children's Age. She is a shining inspiration for deaf children. That she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go, and they say that there is no place there where she cannot go. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. Whatever she has done in her life, that no woman or no lady or no girl of her age can do. She has done whatever of her age, not of her age, to the girls of twice of her age. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She the percussion of music brought to the orchestra, and also she has demonstrated what it can be, how it can be. She has given